So we have audio, we have video. Ready when you are, Chair LeBrecq.
Calling to order the Historic Preservation Commission regular meeting from August 24th, 2023. All right. What's that? Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. If I could. Commissioner Master, would you?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Roll call.
Okay, roll call. Erickson.
Here.
Walker.
Here.
Ward.
Here.
Mashlin.
Here.
Benoit.
Here.
Lemaster.
Here.
And Chair LeBrecq.
Here.
You have a quorum. All 7 members, 7 commissioners are here. That's great.
Wonderful. Has citizen comments on any subject except for those items which we have scheduled? We have nothing scheduled for public hearing, but any citizen comments on any subjects other than anything scheduled?
Nobody is signed in on the sheet.
All right, wonderful. Thank you very much. Meaning approval of our agenda and our consent agenda.
I move that we approve the agenda and the consent agenda.
Second.
We call for a vote? Or is that, or we did? Discussion, any discussion? All right.
Okay, voting on the approval of tonight's agenda and consent agenda. Lemaster.
Yes.
Erickson.
Yes.
Walker.
Yes.
Benoit.
Yes.
Ward.
Yes.
Mashlin.
Yes.
And Chair LeBrecq.
Yes.
Okay, your agenda and consent agenda have been approved, and there were no items on the consent agenda tonight.
Wonderful. We have a city administration report.
We have a very brief one. I was going to let y'all all know that Elena's last day with the city is going to be tomorrow, and she's going to be going to UAA. So we are going to be looking for a new curator to step in and fill her position. And then when I'm out, Sue Drover will be replacing me at the meetings when I'm not here. So that's it for today.
Awesome. Thank you very much. My report also will be brief. I do want to say that I'm thrilled to have a full commission here. That's very exciting. I wanted to welcome new Commissioner Todd Mashlin as well to our group. And I also wanted to say that we have a guest tonight, wanted to introduce as well, Maria Lewis, who is architectural historian. She's also in charge of the CLG program, the Office of History and Archaeology, and the Alaska State Historic Preservation Office. So welcome and thank you for joining us as well too. I want to say that we had a great work session. I encourage anybody to go back and look at those recordings on. We had a very healthy work session. Some of the things that you'll hear about, we talked about RHP priorities and meeting schedule. We talked about some grant ideas and did get a great briefing on the CLG grants and how those work, as well as some different tax advantage grants as well too. And we talked about our process for nominating to a Seward local register. I encourage you to take a look again at that recording. We'll be revisiting some of those subjects at a special session that we've called for to happen here on, we picked date of the 14th of next month. It's coming up as well, so we had so much to talk about. It was good. We talked about a grant library creation, which of course we're continuing to try to create opportunities for citizens to find out about the advantages of historic preservation and how that can assist them in their preservation efforts. And so we had a very productive meeting. I'm very pleased with that. You'll hear more also from Ms. Lewis in our report to come up in a little bit as well too, but I encourage you to take a look at that recording. Again, we have a full commission and lots of moving parts, so that's all I've got. Reports and announcements. Speaking of that, State Historic Preservation, Maria Lewis, would you mind joining us again, please? And thank you for your efforts and for the enthusiasm that you've created for us today.
My name is Maria Lewis, as Tommy just mentioned. I'm the Certified Local Government Coordinator for the state of Alaska, and I'm also the State Architectural Historian. So I'm excited to be in Seward with all the plethora of many historic buildings, and very excited to be here today. We wanted to let you know that Fort McGillivray was nominated to the National Register of Historic Places recently, and that is really exciting for us, and I hope for you as well. We have a lot of grants that are coming up in the next few months. We have the Maritime Preservation and Education Grant Opportunity. Applications are due October 31. The CLG grant program applications are due October 13. We also potentially have a training grant for CLG staff and commissioners. That would be for August of 2024 in Florida. For any of those interested in learning some more, it's a great training opportunity. I highly recommend it. This is also kind of an evaluation session for us to come and just meet with you and find out if there's anything we can help you with, and we hope we can help you with further training sessions or any assistance that you would like to have. And I don't think I have anything else. I think we've talked a lot about it in the work session already, but if you have any other questions, let me know.
I do have
Sure.
one little question, I think, because it was something new, was that we talked about not only the CLG, which is the Certified Local Government Grants, because we're a CLG here in Seward, but also that there are some grants that are available for folks that they could contact you about that are kind of the tax advantage grants that a lot of
Right.
people don't know about, so.
Yeah, the tax incentive rehab program, that is through the National Park Service that we administer through us to the Park Service. And it's a great opportunity for businesses. It has to be a income earning business, a property that is a business. If you're interested at all, please contact me. I'm also the coordinator for that program as well. So, and I'm happy to answer questions.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us and for all your support. And like I said, you got us excited and enthused, so thank you for that very much. Commissioner Benoit, can we have a report on the Historic Preservation Facebook page, please?
Sure. So you can take a look at the information that's in the packet here. Basically, it's showing a summary of the data on our page for the last 3 months. We've been putting out approximately 1 post per week for the last 3 months. Most of these posts have been on the walking tour, on local events, and I've been doing a series on the benefits of historic preservation from a variety of standpoints. Our reach was up 350% since the last meeting, which is really cool, mainly because Alana posted our Mount Marathon sign on the 4th of July, when we had 1 billion people in town, and everybody was like looking at that, so good for her. We continue to keep growing our following, which is really good, and most of the people that follow our page are from Alaska. So not just in Seward, but we have people from all over the state that are interested in what we're doing, which I think is pretty exciting. I've included posts that show kind of like what's scheduled. I have posts scheduled for the rest of the year, so you can kind of see what's coming up. But if we ever have things that we want to advertise about events or anything else, we can always add more things. So just wanted to see if any of you have any events you know that you think we should advertise, or any thoughts about anything in particular that we want to get the word up to people.
Anyone? Anything else we need to promote? It's pretty thorough right here.
Yeah, I think all the major historical,
All right.
events are covered, so.
Thank you for that, Commissioner Braun. I'd love to see all the stats. It's kind of cool, and I'd love to see that we're growing. And yes, that was a huge number on it. 55,000, however many it was, it was a lot. So that was cool. So thank you for that. Under new business, we have no other new business items other than our old business, approving the May 11th, 2023 regular meeting minutes, which are found on page 19 of your packets. Does anyone have thoughts on that or want to make a motion to approve?
Where are we looking?
We're just looking at the minutes.
Okay. Well, we approved them.
We're good.
This was the last minute.
Yep.
I had one addition.
Okay.
Well, if you don't mind, can we get a second on that before we go into the discussion?
Yes, can somebody,
I'll say.
discussion, so.
The discussion was on the very last part he was talking about. Where I said the audio tour for the historic walking tours in the works, more stories could be added to the audio tour that would go beyond what was written on the signs. For practice, it should say Benoit and Ward recorded a podcast about the sign located in front of Ward's house. Because we went to the radio station and put that together, so it wasn't just me. So I just wanted to add Commissioner Ward's name to that.
Thank you for that.
So, just so I'm clear on the correction, the sentence would read, Benoit and Ward recorded a podcast?
Yes.
Okay.
That was the only addition or correction.
Anyone else? We're good? All right, so we're ready to vote? Have
Okay.
discussion?
So with that correction in mind, we are voting on the approval of the May 11th, 2023 regular meeting minutes. Ashlyn?
Abstain.
Walker?
Yes.
Benoit?
Yes.
Erickson?
Yes.
The Master?
Yes.
Ward?
Yes.
And Chair LeBrecq.
Yes.
Okay, those minutes have been approved.
All right, thank you very much. Next on the agenda is to discuss Founder Day activities. Vice Chair Ward, would you mind helping us with that?
Sure. There will be a Founder's Day celebration on Monday at the museum, run by the Resurrection Bay Historic Society. They'll be showing the videos. I'm not sure if they're going to have food.
They are.
Are they going to have cake? Yeah. And I know the museum will be open because I'm working from 1 to 2. Sue McClure will be playing the organ. And is there anything else, presentations, or just the museum's just open, come have cake? What was the hours? It's from like 10 to,
I would have to refer to the Facebook.
I think it's 11 to 2.
is it 11 to 2? Okay. 'Cause I know people are going to get there to set up, but yeah, 11 to 2.
11 to 2 is correct.
And, you know, we've got several of the RBHS folks, but I would encourage the rest of the board to join, the rest of the commission.
I have a little something to add to that, if I may. The adult delegation from our sister city, Obihiro, Japan, will be in attendance.
Oh,
Oh,
yay.
that's cool.
That'd be
And
cool.
we're thinking they would be there right around 11, so probably 11 to 12 they should be there.
Super.
It does say free admission, and then there's supposed to be a free Alaska Railroad Centennial label pin.
We have a stack of those, I think.
And then the slideshow of the Alaska Railroad Centennial, and then drawings for door prizes.
So,
I've got a lot.
and I know they've got a real nice display in the museum of the railroad. So this is the 100th centennial of the Alaska Railroad, so.
Exciting. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Number 10, nominating and promoting historic sites for the Seward Local Register, which was something that we discussed during our work session. And we, again, found so much enthusiasm that we decided that we'd work a little bit on the process and some resolutions for those as well. So we have moved for a September 14th special meeting. We'll be discussing not only the nominations, we'll have a few that are proposed there, but we'll make an actual decision on those. And the plaque, yes, I can show the plaque.
Show the plaque.
Thank you, yes, the
You
plaque.
could have one of these on
You
your
could have one of- that's right.
historic property.
So these are cool, right? So we have these part of our mandate, if you will, or part of our job as Historic Preservation Commission is to help nominate and/or award these Seward Historic Preservation Commission Register of Historic Places, different from the National Register, but this is our local recognition. So very much interested in doing that, but we needed some more time and some more process. So we'll be meeting on September 14th. Also be discussing several ideas from the Certified Local Government Grant Opportunities, and then also one of those CLG grants, there'll be a presentation from Brown and Hawkins, also who is one of the folks that's putting together a CLG grant and talking to us about supporting that particular CLG grant. So we have several roles, right? We can take something on like a CLG grant with the walking tour, where we can monitor, devise, research, and help administer that whole thing. We also have opportunities to provide letters of support for projects such as this Brown and Hawkins project, and folks can come present to us as well. And then there's other CLG grants, which sometimes are just consulting type of grants. There's a lot of different opportunities. We'll be discussing those at the September 14th special meeting. So we are deferring nominating and promoting historic sites tonight and moving that to that special meeting. All right. Informational items and reports, I don't believe that we have any. Is that correct, Chris, City Clerk?
I don't see any listed in the agenda.
All right. We can move to any citizen comments. Welcome.
Not. Christine Casagrande, inside city limits. I would just like to say that you guys are an amazing commission. You work really well together. It's always a pleasure to come and attend your meetings. I've been to several recently, and I'm always amazed how much I learn, and I hope that the community will start paying attention and come in attendance, because I think you guys are really on a path of helping historic property owners find the passion for history, but also help them to restore and make these old buildings affordable. So thank you for all of your service. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Do we have any other citizen comments as far as anything that was, anybody online or any submitted comments? No, sir. All right, thank you. So commission and administration comments and responses to citizen comments. I mean, I will just say thank you, Ms. Casagrande, for always being a fierce advocate, not only for the city of Seward, but for us, and for recognizing. It's nice to be recognized for those efforts, and we know how hard you work in so many different aspects as well too. So thank you for that, for your kind comments. And thank you to Ms. Maria Lewis for providing us again so much content, so many ideas, so much brainstorming, and for what you do to enable us to do historic preservation, not only from the historic preservation grants, but the CLG grants, for being a historian, for being excited about it, for being enthusiastic about it. That's what really makes our engine go, right? Is all of us are excited about historic preservation. That's why we do this. So thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. Comments from other commissioners?
I would just, Commissioner Erickson, just would like to echo on everything that you said. I appreciate Rosie Penning, and very educational for me today, so I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Commissioner Walker.
No, I appreciate it. You're sticks, I know nothing about things.
We'll get there.
Vice Chair.
I attended the meeting when you announced, or you worked on Fort McGilvery. So I'm really pleased that that came through. I think somebody asked me to attend, and so I did. I didn't know what it was about, but I'm so pleased. And so it was real funny. I went out on Kenai Fjords, and they wanted to talk about it, so I was able to talk about that it got on the National Register on the mic to the customer. Because I attended that meeting. That was really exciting that they did that. So, but I really appreciate everybody here, and I think we have a full commission, and sometimes it seems like we move really slow, but we keep putting one foot in front of the other, and we get there eventually.
That's fine. Thank you. Commissioner McDonald.
Yeah, I'd like to say, I'm so glad and grateful that you came, all the information you shared with us, I learned a lot. And thank you for all the great ideas you brought. And welcome to Todd, our newest member, and I'm really super happy that like this. We have a full commission, which is amazing. It's the first time I think since I've been commissioner we've actually had that, so yay. And one other thing I wanted to pass out on is that this commission is a partner with Rotary on the Rotary Park project, which is putting out some signs about environmental tips and history and doing art in the park basically to attract people so that people see the signs. And things have been moving along, and just recently we just got a substantial grant to put this movable whale out there at the park, which will really attract people to the park. The signs are not out there yet. One of the signs is all about history, and so it just occurred to me today that in the future, when we update our walking tour with new people, new signs, etc., we should put Rotary Park on the list as part of the walking tour, because it is promoting our sewer history, and I think it would be a great addition to the walking tour.
I just wanted to
mention that, so I didn't forget.
Mary Ann did a ton of research, and she can tell you how the lagoon was formed, that it was a dump, that the ladies' club saved it, and she found a ton of information about the lagoon.
I was just telling Missy, the person who used to live in her historic house, Mrs. Walter Blue, was in the city council all the time bothering them to basically get rid of that dump, fill it in, make a city park, because after the road was completed to Anchorage, what used to be our back door became our front door for everyone coming down, and the first thing they saw was a dump that had a lot of rats. And so Mrs. Blue was in there making a big stink, and finally all those ladies from the Seward Women's Club won a national award from the Sears and Roebuck Company for their fantastic idea. And the city council finally voted yes, so.
And that's why the lagoon is where it is.
Exactly. Well, that's why the lagoon doesn't have, well, one reason.
Doesn't have rats or
We should end every meeting with a piece of history. We should end every meeting with a piece of history trivia. I like it.
So anyway, it's a cool, like with all sewer,
She did.
what I found is when you first start the research, you don't know anything about it, and as you uncover the history, you're like, oh my God, this is the coolest story, so it's worth sharing.
That's great. Commissioner Onassis.
Thank you, Maria and Reese, for your ideas and for being here.
Commissioner Mashlow, how are you?
Thanks, everyone, for the warm welcome.
And you're gonna come back Okay, that's good.
When my mother asked me when I started college, what on earth are you going to do with an ethnic heritage and religion studies degree? I didn't realize it would take 20 years for me to give her an answer.
There you
So
go.
I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you. How are you? Director
Sailor. Director. I'm good. I don't have any other comments. Thank you, though.
All right. And our city clerk, Peck, anything else to add?
Nothing for me, thank you.
All right. I think we are ready to adjourn. We need a motion to adjourn.
No motion needed if everyone's ready.
Let's do it. Then the official time, I think, is 8 o'clock. So officially calling the meeting to a close at 8 o'clock of the Historic Preservation Commission, August 24, 2023. You're adjourned.